All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, type yes in the comment section. Okay. I believe everything is clear. If you can hear me, type yes in the comment section. You're welcome to another Tuesday. Let's pack out funds. Is your bag ready? Is your bag ready? Is your bag ready? Okay. So if you're ready for today, just type active in the comments. Active, active, active. Just type active in the comments if you're ready for today. Okay, for those just joining, I'm trying to make sure everything is clear. So if you're watching from your phone, all you just need to do is switch the picture quality to higher picture quality so that you can see everything clearly because it's very clear here. So just switch to higher picture quality so that you'll see everything clearly. Okay, if you're joining us for the first time, just state your name and where you are joining us from. If you're joining for the first time, state your name and where you're joining from. Okay? And if you're also seeing me for the first time, this is Happiness Hanson, and I'm a pro and a seasoned, forex trader. I've been trading for 5 years plus. And what I do here is that I come every Tuesday for us to catch some trades live, you know, all the strategies I'm trying to explain to you guys here. I come live, to apply everything so that you will see how we actually do the trading and how you can also apply that to your own trading and make good money for yourself. So we're gonna go straight into it. So for those joining for the first time, I see you all. Paul George from Nigeria, Babatunde from Lagos, Benin, Dumisa from Switzerland. You're welcome. I see you all. I see you all. You're welcome to our live training section today. So last week was very good for us. We were able to make good money out of the market, and we are also expecting something nice today. So all we just need to do is open our eyes, be very observant, look at the market and get what the market has for us. No rush at all. We just need to be very strategic, having in mind that nothing is certain in trading. So whenever you are trying to do your analysis, you just need to calm down and get what the market is trying to show you before you decide to take any action. So we're going to get started with XAUUSD. But before we do that, my OGs, they are here. Those that have been joining the live section ever since this live section started. So for the OGs here, you know the drill. You know the drill. Collect. This time around is two. It's two. So you can collect from here and collect from here. Okay. Where are the OGs in the house? You all are welcome. You all are welcome. Thanks for always showing up. So for you to be here, that simply means you are getting something, because if you are not, you will not be here. So that simply means we are all getting something together, coming very early in the morning to look for setups. We are so ready to pack out funds, and we are always ready to actively look for that funds, even as early as possible. So don't just do this only on Tuesdays. This is literally my routine. I get to wake up very early, to start looking for my setups. That's why most of the times before the ward will wake up, I've already packed out funds, and maybe when the ward will wake up, I'm already sleeping. So that is just how I do mine. So let's see if we'll catch something beautiful on the different pairs we'll be analyzing today. Okay, so let's get started. So we are looking at XAUUSD, that is gold. If you're wondering the strategy we trade with smart money concept. And whenever I want to look at a chart, I go to the higher time frame, that is the daily time frame, to understand the general trend. Then after that, I can start aligning it to my entry time frame, which is 15 minutes. So let's get to it. On XAUUSD, we need to pay attention to this order block. Why? Because price reacted off this imbalance here. So I'm only mapping it out because that is where price tapped into and reacted. Okay, so after price tapped into this particular imbalance, we started pushing to the upside. So we need to focus more on the trend. Now, before we look at what the market has done from here to where the current market price is at, it is also important we map out this resistance level that price is currently reacting to. Okay, so from the daily time frame, we have this obvious break of structure, and then we have this one here, and then we have this one. Okay, so let's refine it down to 4 hours. So 4 hours, this FVG will turn to order block, because that is where price tapped into. So let's focus more on the recent trend. Let's focus more on what is happening currently. Yes, we have this break of structure here. Well, this is the most recent break of structure. So, this is a general break of structure for us. But then, as we are refining down to the lower time frame, we need to pay attention to the internal structures. So I'm just going to take away this general break of structure, and then we'll go ahead and read the internal structure market has created inside here. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so we got this break of structure here, and another break of structure at this point, another one here, and then the most recent from 4 hours here. Okay, so checking where price is currently reacting to, you can see that the market mitigated this particular order block here, this one here from 4 hours, which is what is trying to dish out a buy to the upside. Now looking at the set order block from 2 hours, what do we have? We have a 2-hour order block here, which price is yet to mitigate at this point. Now let's refine down to 1 hour. Okay, so from 1 hour, this is where we have the order block present. Okay, then from 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes, this is where the order block is, that is here, or preferably I'll just extend it here and wait for it at this point. And then 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes, this is where the other block is at. So from 15 minutes, this is where we need to focus on. Now, looking at 15 minutes, we also need to understand the structure market has created from this resistance level to where the current market price is at, so that we'll know the next line of action, because currently this is a correctional movement. Now we need to know where it is correcting to, and if there is any reason for us to catch it, we'll also do that. So let's get to read the internal structure here. Now, if you check, when price tapped into this resistance level, we got this last break of structure to the upside. Then after that, price cleared the other block, giving us a change of character. Then we have further break of structures to the downside. And then we also have this one. We also have another break of structure, but more like an internal break of structure here. So this particular setup here, I was actually waiting for it last night and it was able to dish out good stuff. So price reacting here. This point, this other block here, I tried buying from here yesterday. It dished out good movement and then dropped, and ended up stopping me out. So I had to check what was actually wrong, and then what was holding back the buyers, because after this good tapping, I expected price to push up, but then it reacted and dropped. So which now made me to look into this particular correctional move structure, which is showing that price currently, from the structure we see from the higher time frame, is bullish, but then from 15 minutes time frame we have a bearish correctional move that we should not neglect. So let's take this one out. So on gold, what I am expecting is more push to the downside. Currently we have this weak rejection, so let's quickly look for where it tapped into. So tracing it down here, I think we have an imbalance here, which is exactly where price tapped into this imbalance at this point. So now, if this imbalance is strong at this FEG, if it's strong, I expect it to break this level, because for us to start buying gold from here, we need this level to break. But since price is still dancing around this level, it may still drop to this point. So I'll be looking out for more sell than buy until price will get to this level. So now let's check if there is any buying opportunity for us. Now, this is a weak rejection break, so that's why I'm not seeing it as a very strong break of structure for me. You can see we have this weak rejection here. Someone is asking which pair is this in the comment section. We are looking at XAUUSD. So whenever I'm doing my analysis, if you're wondering what the pair is, just look at this point. You will see the name of the pair or the commodity. Okay, so generally what the market has done here, this is a weak rejection break, like I stated earlier. So even if we want to look at a break of structure, we just have an internal break of structure here, but that is not enough reason for me to decide to sell again on XAUUSD. So I will just observe to see what the price will do, whether the buyers are trying to break this point or whether we should expect more drops. But the most probable at the moment is a sell. The most probable at the moment is a sell. So price has mitigated this one. We'll take it off. The new order block present is this one. So let's see what the market will do there. Let's see what the market will do there, then we can join. So currently on gold, this is what we have. Wait for a buy here. So if you trade gold, go ahead and set a trap here on XAUUSD. Set a trap here, that is a buy trap here, or set an alert so that market will notify you once it gets there. But following the recent trend, we should look out for a sell at the moment. But for now, this sell is not ready because this break of structure is not really strong for me. So I'll wait to see another structure before I can take another action. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? So let me know if it's clear if you've looked at gold this morning. If you've looked at gold, do you have some setup with me? I want to make sure it's clear. So this is how you break down the chart. You understand what is going on so that you know the next line of action to take. You don't just open the market and start looking for what is not available. Okay, so we just have this lookout on XAUUSD. Now, like I stated, to confirm whether the sellers are still present to finish up this correctional move, we need to see how price will react here. Currently, it's reacting to the FVG that is very close to the order block. We need to see how price will react there. And if it's ready, we can get a drop to the downside. So I'll also put an alert on this order block here. Okay, so let's look at BTC. Okay, so BTC from the higher time frame. Let's get to understand what is going on. Okay, from the higher time frame, price has been reacting to this particular support at this point. We obviously have this break of structure here, and now price is reacting at this support. Now before price tapped into the support, we got a break of structure, and now change of character. So price, generally tapped into the origin. So let's refine down to 4 hours. Okay, so from 4-hour time frame, if we are trying to do our refinement, this is where the other block will be. That is this black candle, which price did not get there. It just tapped into this FVG here and continue to push up. But now on BTC, we need to pay attention to this internal structure market that's created. So let's just leave it as the daily time frame tapping. And now we need to pay attention to what the market has done here. We should also go ahead and map out this resistance level that may also dish out a sell once price should get there. And it's also giving us a clue that that is where BTC is targeting. So now from here, we have a break of structure. We also have another break of structure at this point. Okay, so let's go down to 2-hour time frame. Okay, so from 2-hour time frame, this break of structure here, the origin price cleared it. Now we have the market reacting to an imbalance at this point. Okay, let's look at 1 hour. Okay, so from 1 hour, price is also reacting to an imbalance. And then 30 minutes. Okay, so from 30 minutes, what do we have? Price also tapped into the 30 minutes imbalance. And now I can see a break of structure here, an internal break of structure after price tapped into the imbalance. Let's confirm proper from 15 minutes. Okay, now from 15 minutes, where did price tap into? It is also 15 minutes imbalance. Okay, well now from the structure we have, so we have this break of structure here. We have another block here, or generally an origin here. But this particular origin was mitigated, so we need to focus more on what price will do here. So this may also be another opportunity to buy BTC, because BTC is what's bullish. So let's check if we need to actually position for it, because I can see this break of structure here, which price mitigated the origin. The origin will be this black candlestick, because that is what created the imbalance. So you can see price tapped into a strong supply zone, which is what is sending the market into this origin. So we're not going to take an instant execution or set a pending order there. We're just going to put an alert to see what price will do there. Why we are putting an alert is because I don't want us to set a trap at this point, and price will mitigate, try to clear liquidity before it will still move to our direction and stop us out. So let's put an alert and work with confirmation on BTC too. But having in mind that we should be looking out for a buy on BTC. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? If you trade BTC, is that clear? So the two setups we have on gold and BTC, we are working with confirmation. We're working with confirmation, so pay attention to the levels. Once price gets there, we'll know the next line of action. Okay, let's look at GBP, JPY, my very good friend. Okay, let's start from the higher time frame. You know why it's my very good friend? Immediately, we just know each other. Immediately market opened this week, it was able to give me the least $5,000 just on Monday. I was more like, use this one and start the week, and let's see what will dish out more, just like that. So I don't play with GBP JPY. So let's see what is ongoing on GBP JPY. Okay. So I am going to map out this resistance level here because it's a key level and may be very strong. Now, after this break of structure, I just want to map out where price tapped in. Then price reacted from here. So we just need to pay attention to this movement here. And looking at the movement, we have a break of structure, another break of structure here, another break of structure here, and then we have another break of structure here from the daily time frame. So we're still bullish. Let's look at 4 hour. Okay, from 4 hour, you can see that this break of structure summarized everything here, but I wouldn't want to summarize it like that. So I'm interested in reading the internal structure. So I'll just take out the break of structure and go ahead and read the internal structure of what the market is doing inside here. Okay, so we have, or we got this break of structure to the downside, a change of character, as change of character, price mitigated here, or if we are trying to read the internal structures, this will be where the change of character occurred here, and price mitigated, and then reading the structure inside here, we have a break of structure here. So price tapped into the imbalance. Okay, and pushed up. Okay, still from this movement, we have the last break of structure. Okay, and then change of character. We have another break of structure here. So far that's the obvious levels from 4 hours. So let's view from the 2 hour time frame. So from the 2 hour time frame, we have an obvious break of structure here, which we have an origin to wait for. So let's view from 1 hour. Okay, so from 1 hour, we still have this point to wait for it. 30 minutes. All right. So from 30 minutes, we got this record structure, or you can see price has cleared it. So this one positioned itself more like an inducement. So preferably we'll wait for it here. But now, if we are trying to wait for it here, you will see that the order block here has been, mitigated. So we're going to map it out as a support level, which price can still, come to and react at that point. Price can still come there and react. So currently, what is dishing out this buy is this imbalance here. This imbalance. So generally, this is the origin that caused this break of structure. But if we are looking for the order block, this is where the order block presented itself. This is the order block here, this candle. But let's view from 15 minutes and know the final decision. Okay, from 15 minutes, we still have this support. We need to wait for price. And then for 15 minutes, it's more like the same thing on for 30 minutes. So price is reacting to this FVG, and then we have the other block here. But I'm going to take everything out. So preferably we'll have to wait for GJ here to buy again. We'll have to wait for GJ to drop here for us to take a decent buy from that point. So this is what we'll be looking out for on GBP, JPY. So if you trade GJ like me, take notes of this particular setup and still do what? Put an alert there. Because currently we would have been looking to buy here, but price has cleared it out more like sweep of liquidity, and even as it is trying to sweep liquidity, it has still dished out what? A change of character. A change of character. But I would be interested, to sell at the moment because the market is strongly bullish. So the sell, I'm not, too comfortable with it. So I'll patiently wait for whoever that is selling or the sellers. When they finish, let them come to this point and then I'll send the market back up. So that's what I'll be waiting for on GBP, JPY. Is that clear, guys? Is it clear on GBP, JPY? Is it clear? I know most of you may say price is already shooting up from here. Well, let's see. We may get another drop because this is where it's reacting. But if it decides to push from here and give us a new break of structure, then I'll work with the new structure that price is creating and keep buying. So I expect GJ to keep buying until we get to this resistance level above, then we can get a decent drop on GJ. So if you trade GJ, pay attention to this and take a screenshot or go to your own chart after the section and map this out. Okay, so let's look at the next pair we have on the list. We have US oil. Let's check what is happening on US oil. So we have a strong push from the daily time frame. Okay, so viewing US oil from here, a break of structure. We obviously have this tiny break of structure here, which will be more visible if we go down to the lower time frame. We also have another one here. So let's just go straight to the 4-hour time frame. Okay. So from 4-hour time frame, you can see the break of structures here. And then there's another one here. Okay. So what is market doing currently? It's trying to tap into this particular origin. That is the origin that caused this break of structure. Then I think price already mitigated the FVG here. So let's view from 2-hour. 2-hour time frame, this is what we have. This is where the other block is from 2-hour, which price has already mitigated. So I feel like we've already missed out on the move on US oil. Okay, let's keep refining down. So from 1 hour, this is it. 30 minutes. 30 minutes, this is also the other block here. And then 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, everything is aligning. So price has already mitigated this descent buy. But then let's see if we also have need to position for a buy continuation. This was the last break of structure to the downside. We got a change of character. Okay, so I'm seeing something here, and I'm also seeing something here. Okay, so preferably I'll wait for it here. Let's see what price will do, whether the buy will continue once it gets here. That is from US oil. So if you trade US oil, you should also have an alert there. Let's see what price will do once it gets there. That is, if price will get there, or maybe it may decide to keep shooting up. But then if we want to join the buy because US oil is bullish, this is where we need to wait for it. So if you trade US oil, pay attention to this particular level because it may dish out significant movement for us. Let's look at GBP USD. Okay. So for GBP USD, we are bullish from what I can see from the daily time frame, but let's get to map out the structures and be sure. So paying attention to the most recent structure, we have generally this break of structure here. We have this break of structure here. So let's view from 4 hour. Okay, from 4 hour, let's get to read the internal structures. Okay. We have from here, okay, so price mitigated the origin here. Let me clone this. Another break of structure here. Price starting. So this movement is kind of very, very choppy. So that's why I'm trying to be careful because anyone you miss may be very detrimental. Okay. So generally price came back here to tap in, to push up again. Now this is what we have. This is what we have from 4 hour time frame. Let's go down to 2 hour. Okay, so from 2 hour we also have this internal break of structure here, and then we have, let's call it support. This price has mitigated, and then from 1 hour time frame, that's also what is present. You know, waiting for price at this key zone here. Let's look at 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes. That point is positioning itself as another block. But then let's get to read the internal structures here. So what is market doing? Break of structure, origin, price mitigated, pushed up. Now we have an internal broker structure here. We also have this general broker structure here. Okay, so this would be another point to wait for GU to buy again. But then if it breaks, we'll wait for it here. Okay, so this one has been mitigated. Let's take it out. So from 15 minutes, what do we have? Okay, so from 15 minutes, this is the recent structure. Now checking for where the other block is at. From this point, this is the 15 minutes other block. So we can set this trap on GU. So you can put an alert too at this point, or you can just put your pending order at this point and wait for it. So you can put an alert there so that price will notify you once it gets there, and then you can go ahead and take your trades manually. Or if you would not be, that present on the chart today, so you can just put a pending order at this point. So other commodities that I said you should put an alert, you can still go ahead and do your pending order. But you see that of gold and BTC, just leave an alert there, because that one we want to specifically work with confirmation. Okay, so this is what we have on GU. Let me go ahead and write out the coordinates. Okay, so literally if you trade, let's see if we'll look at EURUSD next, but if you trade GU and EURUSD, you should be having some setup. Buy limit on GBP USD. So entry price will be 1.35419. And then we have our take profit. So take profit here will be 79 pips, just approximately 80 pips. So we have 1.36215. And then we have stop loss. So stop loss here is just 10 pips away. So this is a trade of 1:7 risk to reward ratio. So we have 1.35318. You know the drill, guys. Apply proper risk management. It's very important to play defensive in the market. Protect your capital before you start thinking about the profit. Apply proper risk management. Okay, so let's see what will happen if price should get at this point. This is what we have on GU. Okay, so the next pair on the list, someone suggested US30, so let's look at US30. If you trade US30, type yes in the comment section. Let us know if we should go ahead and look at US30. If you trade US30, type yes in the comment section. Someone is shouting gold. Maybe you just joined because gold is always, let's say, the first we'll look at. So let's see what the structure market is creating. Okay, so gold is still dancing around here. If you just joined and you're wondering the setup we have on gold, this is what we have on gold. We are expecting a drop from here because we are expecting the sellers to still give more push to the downside until we get to this demand zone. But then if it should break, we can start buying XAUUSD. But for now, don't take any action. What we have here, we have a key supply zone here which may be sending gold down, but you can see the buyers, they are trying to gather momentum, so it is not ideal to sell from here. So if you trade US30, type yes in the comment. I can see a lot of persons. Okay, so let's look at US30 then. Let's see if there is anything here for US30. Okay, from the daily time frame, US30, focusing more on the recent level, I can see this. Yes, there's more like a block of structure there. When we go down to the lower time frame, it will be more visible. The block of structure there, and it's obvious why is reacting here. So let's view from 4 hour. So from 4 hour, we'll just go ahead and read the internal structures from 4 hour time frame. Okay, so we got a break of structure at this point here, and then price created an origin which the market tapped into from here and started dishing out this movement. So what we are going to pay attention to is the internal structure market has created so far. A break of structure to the downside. We have, the change of character, price tapped in from here. That's the FVG. And then I skip mapping out an internal break of structure here. So although price mitigated it and pushed, market still found its way back to react to it again, more like a support level. We have this point. Okay, so which is what is pushing the market up, that is the support level. We have a break of structure here. So after this particular break of structure, what happened? This is the origin that caused the break of structure. We got a change of character, which price tapped into the origin to give us more push to the downside. We have another break of structure here, and price is reacting to the imbalance. So let's view from 2 hour time frame. Okay, so this is what we have currently, aligning with 4 hours. So 1 hour, what do we have? Okay, so from 1 hour, this being the last break of structure, then a change of character occurred at this point, generally. So there's an origin here. Let's look at that origin from 30 minutes. Okay, so from 30 minutes, preferably there is a more inviting demand zone at this point. And then 15 minutes. It's also here. Okay. So for US 30, there is also going to be an alert. It's kind of having similar structure with US oil. So if you trade US 30, put an alert here. Put an alert here. So I'm not going to write out the coordinates because of this candlestick here, this one here. So this long candlestick price may want to, try to extend into that point. But if you trade US 30, put an alert here, you may get a decent push to the upside if price should tap in there. Currently, price is reacting around the zone, although I'm seeing it as liquidity and I'm expecting market to clear it and come here. So if you trade US 30, take a screenshot now so that after the section you apply on your chart and wait for it closely. Okay, let's look at USD/JPY. After USD/JPY, we'll look at one other pair, and that will be all for today. So for USD/JPY, what do we have? Okay. USD/JPY, its obvious price has been reacting to this support. So from that support, we started getting momentum to the upside. Okay. Looking at the recent structure, a break of structure, and price generally reacting to the origin. So let's read from 4 hour. So this is what we have from 4 hour. So this one has been mitigated here. Take it out. Okay, so we have the last break of structure here. And then a change of character. Price tapped in, pushing up. Another break of structure. Let's clone this one. So what do we have? Price still tapped in. So from 2 hours, we just need to pay attention to the movement markets has done after it tapped into this point. So this was the last break of structure. Change of character. And price tapped into the origin and dished out clean movement. So generally we have this break of structure here. So we have this origin to wait for. Okay. Let's go to 1 hour. Okay. So from 1 hour, we also have an origin there, 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes is advising us to wait for it here. Okay, if you also check, we have an unmitigated over here, but waiting for it here will not be realistic. It will only be realistic if price should break this one. Okay, so generally this is the break of structure, but if we are trying to read the internal structure, we can point this out as the last break of structure and then a change of character. So we can wait for price there. Let's view from 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes is also saying we should wait for price here. So let's see if UJ will drop down to this one, because that is the only ideal thing to wait for on UJ at the moment. So currently we have this break of structure. So we can call this a change of character. So we expect this point to drop USD JPY, get here, and then we'll buy. So which one am I more interested in? I'm more interested on the buy because that is the current trend. So I'll be more comfortable to buy than selling, because this sell is a correctional move, and correctional moves sometimes can be very dramatic. So I will just patiently wait for price to come here and then I'll buy. So this one, it will be safe to also put a pending order at that point. So we'll have a pending order on USD JPY. So stop loss is going to be 20 pips, and then take profits 126 pips. Is that clear on USD JPY? So let's put it buy limit. Entry price 143.793. Take profit 145.057. Stop loss 20 pips away, 143.584. Apply proper risk management tax. Okay, so let's see how it will go. Is that clear? So this is what we have on USD JPY. If you trade USD JPY, take a screenshot after the section, apply this on your chart and wait for it. So let's see if the sellers will actually drop from here. If you are looking to sell from here, it is also ideal, but personally for me, here I just show you how I do my trading. Like I stated, I'm not too comfortable with this correctional move, but if you're looking to sell, this will be the coordinates. If you are okay, ideally that is where stop loss should be, 40 pips away, and then you target it here. So it will just be a trade of 1:2, 40 pips to catch 80 pips. So that is how it will be, because the order block is kind of very long. But I will advise, let's just patiently wait for it to drop. Or maybe as it is dropping, since this is a change of character, we may get another confirmation, a break of structure, then a retracement, then we can drop it. Is that clear, guys? Is it clear? Okay, let's look at the last currency pair for today, and I can see EURUSD. EURUSD. Okay, so EURUSD from the daily time frame, what do we have present? Okay, so from the daily time frame, this is the most recent origin. So we have that break of structure, and we have this other block here moving down to 4-hour time frame. Okay, so from 4-hour time frame, okay, the internal structure is also visible. So this is what we have. If we are trying to look at the internal structure, because this is more like summary, we have this record structure here, and this is the origin. Let's clone this. We have another break of structure here. And then we have another break of structure here. Okay, so let's say this one is pending, because I can already see where price is reacting to, which is at this point. So let's view from 2-hour. So this one has been mitigated. So from 2-hour, we just need to pay attention to what price has done from here to here. This being the last break of structure. And then change of character occurred here generally. So we have an origin here, 1 hour, then 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes we have an origin here. This is where the other block is at. And then we also have at this point, there's an unmitigated origin at this point. So from 15 minutes, let's say if we wait for it here or wait for it here. Okay, now from 30 minutes, change of character occurred here. And then we have further break of structure here. So price is currently reacting to this origin, although I'm expecting it to break. Okay, so from 15 minutes, let's take this one out first. From 15 minutes, preferably I'll wait for it here, because I'm seeing this level now as liquidity. So this is what we have on EURUSD. So we still have an alert here. Okay, so let's just leave the stop loss around 20 pips. And then we're taking this trade, this is where we'll target. So 20 to catch 100, so that's more like 1:5. Like I stated, just similar to what we have on GBP/USD. So we just have to wait for price, the market to push the price down to this level. Okay, so that will still be a pending order. Buy limit on EURUSD. Okay, so we have entry price 1.15120. Take profit. We have an important news coming out today, so can someone let me know those that are updated? Let me know, because it's important to check your economic calendar. So what important news do we have today and also tomorrow? But let's just talk about today. What important news do we have? Have you looked at your economic calendar? What news will be affecting USD today? Okay. Okay. What news will be affecting USD today? Okay, US retail sales. So retail sales will be coming out today. What about tomorrow? What about tomorrow? FOMC. Yeah, that's a very important news. It will definitely move the market because that is when the interest rate of USD will be decided. And if it's favorable, the investors will react, favorably for the currency. Or if it goes against, the investors will also react. But let's see whether the US retail sales, when they release, whether it will drop USD to this point and then tap us in. Okay? Because Euro USD, it's kind of a little bit, slow. So it may just be dancing around here, dancing around here. But during New York section, we may get price to tap us in here. Okay? Then 1.14. As for the SL is just 20 pips away. 1.1426. Okay? Apply proper risk. All right, apply proper risk management. So that's what we have for today. That'll be all for today. If I didn't touch your pair, it is time for you to go to your own chart and apply it yourself because, like I stated, you're not just here to catch signals, you're here to learn how, I arrange the charts, make everything look neat, and strategically position for my setups. Personally, for me, I trade gold. If you check my watch list, you'll see that's what I have here. I trade gold, BTC, and GG. So that's my three favorite commodities. So what trap do I have on my own? So you can see what's happening, which is why I said we need to wait for a sell on gold. So the sell is reacting off this FVG. Now, I know most of you may have a buy setup because of where price is reacting to, but like I said, calm down on gold. If you want to buy, we'll need to wait for it here. So you see today, we should focus more on selling gold until it gets here. We can only change bias if it breaks this level. But for now, gold is bearish. Let's focus more on dropping gold. And then BTC. Okay, so BTC, we may have a buy continuation once price taps into this demand, although the correctional movement is coming from the supply zone. So that's why I don't want us to take an instant execution. I want to see how price will pierce through this order block before I execute my trade, but I'm looking out for a buy on BTC. Then GBP JPY, this is what I'm looking out for. So this movement is not my business. At the end of the day, price will still find its way back. So all these ones, I'm not interested. So I'm waiting for it here on GJ. So which other pair did we touch? US oil. We'll wait for it here too. Now it's kind of similar to the setups we have on GJ and GU and EU. So we have this on GBP USD. This on GBP USD. Let's wait for it here. And then US 30. We have this on US 30. For price to come down here, depending on how US 30 moves, I doubt, but let's see whether price will come down here because I'm seeing the structure it has created here. It may decide to buy from there to the upside. So this one may not get here, but let's see. But then if there's a new structure, I drop signals in all the groups today, both the VIP group and then the public group. So just be on alert. But like I said, if I touched your own pair, set your traps, set your alerts so you don't miss out. And then the last pair we looked at, which is EURUSD. This is what we're looking at for. So let's see what price will do for us today. So we have mostly, traps to wait for. Last week we got good instant executions on gold, BTC, and the rest. But today we just need to strategically wait for our setups and wait for price to fall into our trap. So let's just calm down and wait for price to fall into our traps. So all the pairs I analyzed, you are not meant to trade everything. Choose your own pairs. Choose your own pairs and strategically wait for the market. That is literally trading for you. No rush, and have it in mind that nothing is guaranteed. So no matter how beautiful your setup is, it can still move against you. And if it does, it's normal. You still reposition for another one. So don't get too attached. That is literally trading. And we obviously have the VIP group, and I believe the VIP members are also present in today's section. So there we have, more classes on how to, get the mind to actually trade this particular setup, because I believe most of you, if you've been following me back to back, you must have gotten a clue on how this strategy works. But now the question is, as you know the strategy, are you using it to make money? So how to use the strategy, to make money, lock up, kill the fear, work on the psychological aspect of trading. So that is what I focus more on in my VIP group, where I bring out time to nurture my mentees there into becoming not just profitable, but strong, profitable traders. So if you want to join us there, I have the monthly group, the yearly, and the lifetime. So you can just pick the one you want for yourself. So the monthly group will just give you 1 month access to the VIP group, and the 1 year, just as the name implies, you will get the 1 year access. And then we have the one-time payment, which is the lifetime, which will give you access. The 1 month is $99. The 1 year is $299, and then the lifetime is $999. So just pick any one of your choice and get access. If you check the description, my WhatsApp number is there. So all you just need to do is copy it or click the WhatsApp link to message me. Or you can just go straight to the website, because the link to the website is also there. Just make your payment and you'll be redirected to the group you've selected so that your class will start. All right. Thank you guys for joining. I will see you guys next Tuesday. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. So before I leave, let me quickly drop the WhatsApp number for you guys in the comments. Okay. I'd not say burn the comment section. Calm down. Don't burn the comment section yet. Okay. So the WhatsApp number is the comment. So that's the WhatsApp number. It's also boldly written on the screen. So you can go ahead and message me. Okay. You can go ahead now and burn this comment section. Burn the comment section. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Let's go and patiently wait for our setups. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bomb the comment section. Okay. Bye for now.